Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Sales Remastered. My name is Daniel. I'm your host, and I appreciate your attention. On this episode, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever looked at someone, you've asked them, like, man, how do you stay so passionate? How do you keep your cool? How do you stay so motivated? You are so obsessive, but yet your job is such a grind. That question in itself, I've asked myself that question multiple times. I've asked myself that question about my executive leaders, and whether it was my manager, my CEO, or my COO. And I'm fortunate to have them in my circle because they give me these examples that I would not have had in any other case, right? And I believe firmly it's because I worked hard to put myself in that circle. And I want to share with you how I did that so that you can do the same for yourself if you dig that kind of stuff. And so in this episode, I'm going to share with you my experience because I was just asked that question the other day. I was asked that question by one of the beautiful young sales agents that were on my floor, or is on my floor. And she asked me, what is your secret? How do you get to a point where you just become obsessive? How do you stay motivated? She was talking about, because she watches my videos and I appreciate her. Matter of fact, she's probably watching right now. I appreciate you for giving me this content, give me this question. And, I had a long answer for her, but I'm going to share with you what my answer was. And I'm actually going to dive deeper into that answer. And ultimately what I believe it is that, the question, well, Daniel, how do you stay so passionate? How do you stay so obsessive over something that's such a daily grind? Like, it's so rigorous, it's so repetitive. And it's funny because I asked myself the same exact thing. Like, how does my CEO, my COO, my VP, how do they stay so calm, cool, and collect when they have so much shit, to handle? It's a grind. It's just that number, repetitive process, right? How do you just keep saying? And so to a degree, on a smaller level, I do that. But, again, in my atmosphere, it's more exposed. And so I, just being announced the top sales team and top sales manager of the entire division, this question comes. Well, like, damn, dude, how do you make so much time? How do you keep motivated? How do you make so much room? Like, everyone else has an alternative to not do it or just relax or do just, as much as needed. How do you muster up the courage and the energy to surpass what's just needed and actually go above and beyond and give more than you actually take, right? And so that is, in essence, the mindset. And that was my answer. It's really just your mindset. It's the habits that you instill to yourself. And if you don't have a routine to slowly build these habits, you're not going to develop the mindset and the attitude that it takes to appear that it is obsessive, or that you are obsessive, or that you are positive, or that you are passionate. Really, when you're looking at someone who's passionate, who's positive, and who's obsessive, what you're looking at is years of a mindset being developed because of good habits. It is actually addictive personality traits within that individual who became addicted to the process because they became addicted to the result. In other words, they created things like morning routines, morning rituals, workout regimens, meditation times. They start to read books. They start to look at things outside of their circle from a third-party view. In other words, they're taking a step outside and kind of analyzing what they do every day, and they kind of, they reflect on their self. And I'm actually explaining what I'm doing. But my answer to her was this. My answer to her was, I know what the alternative is. And I got on my wall, I got a picture of all my family. I got my picture of my kids. And I said, I know what the alternative is, and I would never let them experience that. And I pointed to my family. And I said, that's what drives me. That's my fuel, and the money, the recognition, the awards, the nice material things, the car, the name brand clothes, the jewelry, all that's nice, all that's gravy. But at the end of the day, what really fuels me is my deeper why. And you hear me on different videos and even written form. If you haven't checked out the blog yet, check out the blog. It's salesremastered.com/blog. And while you're there, go to the homepage, get that sales script. Shit's fire. I've made it nicer looking. It's got colors and just, it's easier to understand. And so get that, because 2018 is going to really serve you up some strong ass objections And you need to be prepared. You really need to have someone on your side, and I hope to be that person on your side. But back to the answer, my answer was that, you know, what you're looking at, what appears to be motivation, what appears to be me being obsessive, what appears to be me being so positive is just years of development that I have, which created a mindset. This mindset exudes through my body language, and therefore it comes across as positive or obsessive. And you know, I did a post yesterday on my Instagram. I'll leave a link below in this video. If you're not on my Instagram, you know, please follow and put me on your feed, because I can give you that spark, that dose of the hustle nutrition that you really desire, that you want, and that you need in order to get to that next level. But that post that I made and that I sent out, it said, train for mindset, don't train for skill. And I believe that is the case, because I mean, you could be just a rock star salesman. Like, you could just be very skillful, you could be very talented at making a sale, but unless you have the right mindset, you'll just exercise that skill to, you know, the bare minimum, to whatever you need, whatever you feel is content. It's the mindset that puts you years in advance. Whereas someone who doesn't have a mindset, they're just worried about what they're going to make on the bonus, you know, day of that month. And so, for example, like in January, hey, shit, I made 15 grand or I made 30 grand. I'm cool, man. Just holla at me, fucking summertime. You know, that's that weak mindset. It's because you're just kind of living just by the month, or just by the paycheck to paycheck. And the problem with that is you go through this roller coaster, not only emotionally, but financially. And I know, because I've been there. I used to be in that mindset. I used to be the one that would wake up, hit snooze 9 times. Shit, ask my wife right now. As a matter of fact, I still do that shit. But I had that mindset of hitting snooze 9 times, finding every excuse not to go to the gym, finding every excuse not to, you know, self-educate, read a book, and do the things that were extra. You know, I had that weak mindset where I would drive through work and just kind of sulk and just be mad because, like, my day was just starting, and the only time that I was ever really happy was when I was getting closer to clocking out, or anytime I was ever really happy was on a Friday. Like, I didn't know what it was like to be excited and motivated and pumped on a morning basis, especially on a Monday. And then you know, something happened where it just clicked, right? Like, not the sound, I'm just saying everything clicked. Like, it's like I was watching everything from the outside looking in. And I know that just sounds fucking weird, right? But that in itself is what helped me spark the motivation and momentum to create this mindset that I talked to you about today in this video. So if you want to know what that one thing is, watch my next video. It's going to have the answer in terms of what transition and what different, you know, changes that I put in my regimen that enabled me to now today appear that it's in a breeze. It's not hard, you know what I mean? It's not a grind. I'm motivated. I'm obsessed. And to be honest with you, shit, I'm just like everyone on here. I'm just like you, you know. I see my frustration, and there are times where I don't want to get up and move. If anything, I probably feel that more than anyone else. But there are certain things, that triggers that I have right now that will make me snap out of it, such as thinking of the alternative. And since I know what the rock bottom looks like, I prefer to choose not to go in that direction. And that in itself is the answer. I choose not to be the alternative. Make sense? So I hope this video helps you, and if it does, consider subscribing, liking, commenting, hit the share button, hit the copy, paste it on your Facebook, your LinkedIn, or maybe an email to your sales team group, and let them know that this place is where you go if you just want to get that hustle, that hustle momentum and that boost of confidence, that quick insight and mentoring on your way to work, so that you are better prepared to face the challenges that you're about to fucking face that day. Bottom line is, this motherfucker is a grind, and until you have the right answers to get past that bitch, you're just gonna sit there and sulk. So don't sulk, follow the motherfucking leader, and I'll see you at the top. Bye.